G'day boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Get Fit or Die Trying.
G'day boys and girls, thanks for coming back, and I'm just coming into Victor Harbour along the Encounter Bikeway, making my way towards the Bluff. But as promised with my previous train nerd alert, we're going to be watching the cockle train depart Victor Harbour. Bit of a breeze down here today. I've had the headwind all the way to bloody Victor. It's going to be good fun on the way back though. Nice tailwind to help me out. Yeah, it'll have to be one of the best looking locomotives in the fleet, I reckon. Especially now that it's all painted up in the black with the red pinstripe. Ah yes, waving at strangers. Don't talk to strangers, but it's fine to wave to them. I remember doing that when I was a wee boy. Yeah, back then in my day, mate, these trains used to roll around on the Adelaide suburban lines, you know, as a tourist thing, but yeah, the train line was a broad gauge, and before they switched over to standard gauge, which meant they had to come up and use this old line, which is still not a bad attraction anyway. Right, enough of the train nerd stuff, let's get on with the ride. So Victor Harbour being a bit of a touristy town, there's always a bit of a fairground thing going on here, and it's still the school holidays, so yeah, you still got your Ferris wheels and all that sort of stuff. And they've just rebuilt this causeway bridge that goes over to Granite Island, so I was going to go over and give that a bit of a look-see. So this rail line that's going along here is for a horse-drawn carriage, and they've gone and put a rubberised surface in between the rails there, so it's probably a little less noisy and you know, a little bit more gentle on the Clydesdale there. Sorry about the audio, guys, it's pretty windy out here.
Oh really? Oh,
no bikes, yeah, she's just saying there's no bikes allowed on Granite Island. So yeah, go figure.
no bikes. You're joking.
So you couldn't see it, but there was a tiny little sign there, and it had all these little symbols, you know, the white symbol with the red line going through it, and it was only probably about 10 centimetres big, you know, like unless you stopped and looked at the sign before you went on there, you wouldn't even know, hence why I just sort of rode straight out. But anyway, enough of this touristy business, let's get over to the Bluff. So there's a bit of a fishing spot at the end here, a little tiny spot there, you can sort of cram onto a little wharf and rocks and whatnot, not much space to turn around. Now if you head on to Trail Forks and check out what trails are available here at the Bluff, you've got one downhill track which is basically called Bluff Downhill Middle Car Park. Very inventive, 145 metres in length, very, very small. And then there's another one which is called Up the Bluff, not Up the Duff, Up the Bluff, and that is about half a K long. So I reckon I'll take that one and make my way to the top and just check out the views up there, mate. Should be pretty good. Alrighty, so we're starting to climb. You can see there's a tiny little gate track just on the right there, so we'll jump onto that soon. Caution, steep unmade track. This is what I've come for, mate. Bloody beautiful. This is where it gets nice. Have a look at that. I just love these kind of side of the hill, you know, cliff top coastal rides. Beautiful. Well, as you can hear now, mate, the back wheel's starting to spin a bit. Get a bit of a loose section there in the rut. Good thing about the granite rocks is they're quite grippy, but they do get a bit gnarly. There's one just here, which I don't know if I would have made it over that. Maybe next time I'll whack it in turbo and just, anticipate it a bit more, but it's hard work. But you know me, mate, it's the kind of stuff I live for, so onwards and upwards, mate. The only way is up. Alrighty, so I'm just going to turn down the camera audio because it is quite a bit windy up here. How's the views though? Pretty good, eh? You got Granite Island, Encounter Bay, and Petrol Cove just on the other side there. We'll go and check that out a bit later and maybe see if I can ride a bit of the Heritage Trail. I hear it is a little bit of a hiker bike, but yeah, we'll see how far we can get. Alright, let's just stop and check this view out, looking over Petrol Cove there. Now, I'm going to try and make my way down, but I'm not really sure on the way down, so I'm just going to take this track here, which is more of a hiking track if anything. Yeah, pretty gnarly in spots, a bit hard to choose a line. Go down to the tip here and see what's around the corner. Yeah, so that's definitely a bit of a hard section just here. Wasn't too keen on picking the bike up and hiking over those rocks and getting around the corner there. I wasn't quite sure what else was in store, so back up the top, see if we can find another trail down. So I was feeling pretty confident. I'm thinking, yes, I should be able to get at the top as long as there's no big ass rocks in the way. And then there was just like this bit of salt bush that kicked my front wheel out. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing. Just entering the Victor Harbour Heritage Trail. And you got Petrol Cove there just down on the left, which is a rather treacherous kind of beach. awesome views once again. Just going along the Heritage Trail here. Now, as you can tell, it's not a bad sort of surface, reasonably wide, but it doesn't last for long, unfortunately. Now this was halfway into my ride, so I wasn't committed to try and see how far I could get on this. I might do it another day, but yeah, we basically get to the beach fairly soon, encounter some steps and some sand, and yeah, to get to the rest of the trail you've got to navigate, you know, a couple of 100 meters worth of beach sand. So that's something I might try another day, but for now, just soak in the views, mate. Have a look at them. Bloody magnificent. That'll do for now. Like I say, next time I might push the bike along the beach a bit more and see how much further I can get. But looking on Google Maps as well, you can sort of see there's a few other steps and whatnot around too. So yeah, not very e-bike friendly anyway. So I'll leave a bit of this footage to roll as we make our way back around towards the Bluff, and I won't be going up it again this time, but yeah, basically just take the bikeway back along to Goolwa. It's going to be a nice speedy one because I'm having a tailwind, which will be very, very welcomed. Now as usual, you know, I just can't stick to the blacktop trails, so I found a little bit of gravel and then I found a little bit of sand. So I'm just here sort of around the corner from Basham Beach, and yeah, it's a nice little squirmy sandy track to have a bit of fun on. Let's go and explore. Try not to get tangled up in the fence. So I reckon this spot's called the Chicken Run. As far as the surfing community goes, back in the day I used to come down here with some mates. I wasn't a surfer, but they used to talk about this spot. I reckon it was called the Chicken Run from memory, because you got all these rocks, and you know, when the brake's on and the tide's up, you got all these rocks to get scared of, hence be chicken of. I think that's what it was all about, but correct me if I'm wrong. Well, there we go, boys and girls. I've cut to the chase. Back on the bikeway, back in Goolwa North, almost back at the car, almost running over trail chickens, and yeah, pretty sore in the butt. Got it in turbo mode. I'm just like aching all over, starving, need a drink, so get a beer out of the car, go for a dip in the water, hey, just straight in. What do you reckon? Yeah, no, not on the e-bike, not on any bike for that matter, but anyway, so I was around about 78 k's and not a lot of elevation until you get to up around the Bluff area there, but yeah, get out, mate, do it while you're still alive, and yeah, catch you around. Thanks for watching, guys.